Big talk. Big talk for the young boy.
Looks like we're rolling.
Big talk.
Big talk.
What episode is this? 5?
6.
Nah.
6?
Yeah.
I just typed it in the Pro Tools session, so I know it's 6.
Sheesh. Yo,
So
we going in, man. That's crazy. But welcome back. We're here for another episode of Big Talk. The big boys here. You feel me?
It feels like this is the third one in like 1 week.
For real? No, like in
a
week span, like since last Monday, we've shot 3 so
That's
far.
why. Yeah.
So yeah, we out here hustling. We're having conversations for you guys. Big talk for the people, baby.
You guys already know, and thank you guys for giving us feedback, watching, downloading the podcast.
Yeah, on Spotify.
We hit a
milestone. Yeah,
yeah, it's like 10 downloads, but
we got 10
downloads. We were celebrating that because it's like
we just started. That's a win. That's a win for us, man.
Facts.
10 different people.
Big facts.
Big facts for the big talk.
We should get like a hashtag like big facts.
That's true, man.
We should big talk, big fact.
We should
big
make
facts.
a filter. We should make a big talk filter.
True.
Where people have big ass fucking mouths. Like, so shit like
Makes
that.
sense. So yeah, episode 6. What was going on episode 6? Because we as usual we don't have anything planned.
Yeah,
we don't have any guests.
This time we really don't have any topics down. But
For
by the time that this episode comes out, Big Talk will have his own page. So if you're on the new Big Talk page, you made it this far. Round of applause for you. Thank you for fucking with us. We love you. Type shit. And we're here. We're making Big Talk moves.
They should remind me of the drink champs when they be clapping.
Yeah,
what's his name? Noriega?
Yeah, there be mad people there. Yeah, that's true. Yo, they be having mad people that be turning up. That's a cool ass concept if you think about it. Like for a podcast,
like chilling, drinking, just asking questions.
That's super dope. I don't think I'll be able to hang though, cause shit, I'm not much of it. I don't drink, man. I drink basically when it's like some friendship where we go eat dinner or we go we
have
go
margarita.
out somewhere. But like aside from
Mojito.
that, like I don't drink at home. I don't be at no bars.
You don't be having
like
wine at home?
Nah. For the most part, not. I mean, sometimes, like randomly, like I'll get a bottle of wine. Like, say if I'm making shrimp scampi, it requires some white wine. So sometimes I'll have some from the bottle and shit. Not drinking from the bottle, but like, I'll use it.
Preparing the food.
Preparing the food, and then I'll drink some. There was like I actually learned how to make shrimp scampi during the quarantine. Shout out to quarantine, yo. Shout out to quarantine. Nah, but yeah, though, like type shit, because I feel like I learned a lot during quarantine.
I feel like everybody did. You had to figure shit out. You had to go out, just have fun,
You had time. You had time to learn, man.
I had time. I got back to riding my bicycle and stuff after years.
Yo, I learned how to make so many different things during quarantine. Like, for example, the shrimp scampi, which is like to this day is like one of my favorites from the quarantine because it's a quick ass meal. It's quick. It's fucking delicious, and it don't leave that many dishes. Like for me, that's a trifecta there. Because if you don't gotta do dishes for me is the worst. Like if you gotta do mad dishes, like, maybe not.
I try
make
to do
some
dishes in between. Like if I'm probably like cooking some meat or something like that, I try to do dishes while
I'm learning to do that now. But like the fact that I feel like most of my life I was allergic to fucking doing dishes, like it's a little tougher for me to get into. But I'm on that type of time now because it just helps so much when it's finally time to like you just finish eating and you want to chill, and then you see the fucking mountain of dishes. But like when you see less, it's like I cannot.
You're more relaxed.
Type shit.
You actually get to enjoy the meal. You get to sit down.
Exactly, man.
But yeah, so what you been up to the last few days? Thirsty boy over here. Thirst bucket.
What I've been up to this last few days. This past weekend was rainy as a murasoka.
Yeah.
It was rainy. So I stayed home for the most part, but I had to go food shopping. So I went food shopping yesterday. You gotta do it, man. Like I had plenty of food at home, but it was like a specific type of food that I was missing, like kind of like breakfast food and shit to start off the day. But like I was missing, and my girl's staying over, and she's a big like breakfast. She eats throughout the whole day. Me, I have a very different eating schedule. Like there'll be days where like I'll juice, and I'll have 2 juices, and then I'll have dinner like at 8 p.m. Yeah. So like that's not something that most people are used to doing or whatever. Like they might feel hungry like right away. Me, like my body's gotten to a point where like I really don't need to eat that much. Like starting the day and shit. Like there'll be days where I'll get up.
Yes, I get what you're saying. Sometimes I do that too.
There'll be days that I get up, right? I'll go bike riding. without eating, go bike riding, come back home, go to the gym, come back home, have the juices, and then later on I have dinner. So like doing all those physical activities, and I'm fine. Like I don't feel the need to eat or anything. It's not like I'm pushing myself like and I'm starving the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally I feel so good. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like back to the point, like when
Just
my girl-
natural energy, just like flowing off of natural
but when
energy.
my
and stuff.
girl is home though, like it's different because she don't eat like that at home. She eats more often at home and she don't eat that much. But when she's with me, like she like if she's eating on my type of schedule, but she'll eat like more times a day than I would. Like she'll eat like 2 or 3 times a day. But like for her, that's still like not that
not
much.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she'll eat more during those meals than she would if she was home. So
Oh, I
like
get you.
it's very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interesting to see our dynamic and stuff and how we figure things out and stuff like that. But again, like that was this weekend. I went food. Yeah, we went from that from food shopping to that
For
But, like,
dieting and stuff.
I'm giving you the big information on like my day-to-day type shit. But yeah, so like went food shopping, came back home. The night before that, that was the night I told you about. Me and my girl had like mad fun. We stayed up to like 5 a.m. just vibing,
Yeah.
listening to music, watching. I think we were watching music videos of like older songs, of really just in tune with each other and
It's
shit like
fire.
that. So it was, and we danced. Like it was me and her home on a rainy night, and it was a vibe. So my weekend, I feel like it was very productive too, because I was working the whole time trying to figure shit out with YouTube and stuff like that. Remember
Yeah.
that day I spent almost like 12 hours trying to figure out what was going on and shit, and you actually helped me with that.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
uploading
video.
the previous big talk. And but yeah, my weekend was very productive. It was filled with love and peace and harmony. And I've been very grateful for this weekend. That's what my
That's
my
big
week has
talk
been
right
looking
there.
like.
It's a big talk
How
weekend.
about you? What you been up to? How you feeling?
Pretty good. I didn't do much this weekend. Yeah, like you said, it was raining. I stayed home, to be honest, except for Sunday. That's when I went uptown to visit my mom for Dominican Mother's Day. Shout out to the Dominican mothers out there.
All the Dominican mothers. Shout out
And,
my mom. I love you.
For real, yeah. I just went up there and then I went to visit my girlfriend's grandma because
Oh, yeah?
the same thing,
Nice.
Dominican Mother's Day, yeah. And besides that, I think Saturday, yeah, I felt like I stayed in, man. I didn't even go to the studio this weekend, but I was doing mixing from home, just like
Yeah.
working on mixing. Just checking the YouTube stuff again, getting more excited with the YouTube things, like posting again. Just looking at analytics. So just figuring shit out. Working on thumbnails, just little stuff like that.
Putting in that work. Sounds like you had a work filled time, but you also had
Yeah.
some good times with the family and shit.
Yeah, and then I did some watching Joseph Rodriguez content.
Yo,
as
he
well.
put out a new video. It's pretty good.
Yeah, which
really
one?
like
The one
that
with
one.
the
Live in the End, I think it's called.
Live in the End when that one came out today?
A day ago. I think
There
it
you
was
go. I don't
yesterday.
know if I saw that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one, man. If you
But
haven't
his-
checked out his channel yet,
Yeah,
we put it for a couple big talks to go on the description. Very good
his
stuff.
content keeps getting better and better. Like
Yeah,
every
man,
time he posts, it's like crazy.
He's different, man. Like he's very clear and concise. There's no fluff to what he
Yeah.
says. Like some people will try to like motivate you with just like mad words, mad pretty words, but he doesn't motivate you with that. He motivates you with the bare bones of what you can do to be better.
Yeah,
Like just giving you the mind map. He's giving you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
roadmap to
pretty
like
much.
figuring what you're doing out, being more self aware, and that's super dope because that's his niche, that's his focus, and he's reaching people who want that, and that's like us.
That's fire. Yeah.
Feel me? So
The thing with him is like he's like you were saying, yeah, like he's straight to the point. But he also like when he mentions a lot of things that he mentions, like if you put it together, like he'll give you examples of how those things worked in his life.
yeah,
And then if you kind of like do the thinking for yourself, like you'll see that like in time, like that has happened to you before too.
yeah, you could see the parallels of
Yeah,
like,
you could-
he
yeah.
since he gives you those life like situations, you could put that towards like
Yeah.
a life situation that you've been through.
Yeah, like it's so easy to put the parallels together. Not like it's not something like, oh, but this will never happen to me type shit. You get what I'm saying?
It's very
So it's
easy to
dope.
relate to. It's very down to earth. So I very fuck with his page for that. He was the one that put me on with that page. Like I a lot of the thumbnail of some of his videos would be like thumbnails you see on like little motivational like compilation videos
Yeah,
and shit. Which is why
yeah.
like if I saw his page on my YouTube, like if it popped up on my recommended, if it ever did, like before I knew about him, I probably wouldn't click it because I'm not
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
fan
yeah.
of those. Oh,
The compilation.
yeah,
ones
like
with
five
some
ways
music.
to five
Yeah.
ways to blah blah blah. Like nah, I like watching the source videos of those videos. So like
Yeah, yeah.
for example, there'd be mad videos that like they'll clip up some like Les Brown
Yeah,
like
yeah.
speeches or a bunch of
Or like
different
David
people's
Goggins or
and
something
they'll
like
just
that,
like
yeah.
cut it up into little pieces. Like those
Yeah.
are cool. I get it. Like probably chose their favorite clips of what's gonna be more useful. But I like actually going to
Yeah, like
the source of
yeah.
those speeches and really being able to take in everything they say, because these people also like they that's their job. They're speakers, so
Hmm.
they put it in a way where like it may be the best way for you to digest it. I
Yeah.
feel like because they're a professional at what they
They
do.
package it pretty well, but it's like how you saying, like David Goggins. They have a bunch of videos of him, like, working out and stuff. Like, he always talks about going like beast mode type shit, like, just going for the best thing possible in your life, even no matter where you came from and shit. But it's like his videos, they don't. I feel like they're not gonna mean they'll mean a lot to you. They might motivate you, but like you'll get the full thing of his video once you read his book from start to finish,
Mm.
because then you understand, like, damn, like this is a person that like had to go through so many things, and it's like he even says it himself. He's like, I've done so many things, and it's like I've done it in poor health. He had like a bad heart and all that stuff. But it's like sometimes people will label those people crazy, and he'd be like, it's not that I'm crazy. It's just that I'm able to go that extra mile where people don't even think it's possible to go and stuff like that. But it's like you don't get to understand that mentality that he's on, and that like all the gist of like everything he talks and what he lives for, unless you like read the book start to finish, because then that's when you really get to understand his life.
What's the name of his book?
I think it's called Can't Hurt Me.
Can't hear me.
I don't have it right here. I think I have it. I don't have it somewhere else. But
How many of his books have you read? Is that the one like big one?
That's the only one I think that he put
Yeah.
out. I think he mentioned he's working on another one, or he's going to eventually, but that's the only one. Can't Hurt Me, and that's his autobiography of his life.
I've seen some videos on his Instagram. I think I was like watching Joe Rogan, and he started talking about like some videos that David was posting like that week or whatever. And I ended up going to his page and checking some of it. I'm like, wow, yeah, this dude's a beast, man.
Yeah, he is. Man.
Yeah, definitely more like just I'm sure just hearing his voice motivates people, just because like he it seems like he's always physically pushing himself to the limit. But when you push yourself physically to that limit,
Yeah, right.
like it's not just physical. It surpasses that.
That just before I lose this train of thought, almost lost it. Let me see again, trying to get it back. But one of the things that going back to Joseph Rodriguez and all of this that we're talking about, one of the things that he mentioned in one of the videos is like sometimes like we get those contents, like we get that kind of like that push of energy, like motivational energy, when we listen to those pieces of content, or if we read a book, like for example, The Alchemist. I read that book like probably like 3 or 4 times. And each time that I read it, I understood it like to a certain level, like that I didn't understand it the time before. So like Joseph Rodriguez, he mentioned that it's like sometimes you got to take those content, like each time you go back to the same content, you just get a better level of understanding, and you're able to apply it like better in your
Yeah.
life and shit. So that's really important, just to like go back to, like, if you find like a good book or a good motivational speech or something like that. Just I don't know how we ended on this, but
Nah, but that's a good point that you say, because like going back to what you said about intaking it a couple times because you get something different from it.
yeah,
I've been noticing like that's one of the reasons why me and my girl the other night we started watching old music videos and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's because like yeah, that was a long time ago, but like also like back then I could have gave it a different meaning, could have understood it a certain
yeah,
way.
yeah.
But like now, like as I'm older and as I went through different experiences, that when I actually like watch these videos, like I'm able to intake it different. When I'm able to listen to these songs, and then
Yeah.
even the songs in conjunction with the video, I'm able to understand it even more, because like I'm just I have that more awareness that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
over the
yeah.
years that you
That's
gain and
true.
shit
That's
like
very
that.
true.
So
Yeah.
like you said, like going back to reading the book and you understand it a different way. I've been doing that kind of like with life these days when it comes to like the music that I listen to, and
Yeah.
also like I'm like most recently is like looking at those old videos, because I've been most recently looking for not even on purpose, but looking for like music video inspiration, because I noticed like yo, these videos, there's something in these videos that I don't see spread out too much in the videos that I see these days, although it's
Wait,
starting
wait.
to come back.
Can you explain what you mean by music video? What was you saying?
So like whether it be like the concept of the music video, shots in the music video, and just like in general like the story and the
So-
and the yeah.
So I'm confused. So you're saying like you're trying to see how some of those music videos were made? That's what you're saying?
I'm intaking the video differently is what I'm saying. Remember when you were
Okay.
talking about reading the book and getting
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
different from
gotcha.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
So like when I'm looking at these videos, it's unintentionally been giving me, or intentionally, it could be intentional, but
Mm.
it's giving me like ideas where like it's feeding this part of
Oh,
myself
I
that
see what you're
wants to
saying.
know more
Yeah.
about what's it called? That wants to know more about directing and like what kind of ideas I want to.
Creative and
Yeah,
everything that goes
exactly.
behind.
So
Yeah.
me wanting to listen to this music because it's hitting me a little bit different now than it did back in the day.
Yeah.
Through listening to it again, that's been like also inspiring things that I've been looking for inspiration in, because like for
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
there was a time that I wasn't doing videos. Like it's been a minute since I shot my own video type shit. I'm not really interested in shooting for other people or like even shooting for myself.
Yeah.
But like through this is kind of like sparking that extra that kind of like thing in me with that always has loved film,
Yeah.
TV and music and all that together. So it's kind of like refueling my passion for that, making me want to feed those parts of me
That's
again.
fire.
Yeah.
Shit. That, and shout out to the new lens that you got. That's why we got a
Yeah.
different camera
Yeah,
angle.
yeah. I see this shit's crispy. You can see my shiny teeth.
My boy said, "Yo, from one day to the other, you're like, he just decided to like. I just woke up and I think you went to the store and bought the lens. Like, the next morning you already had the lens. But it basically, what made you decide to just like go for it? Because he was, thinking of buying the lens. The lens is pretty pricey. Like, it's not cheap. It's like around what, like
I
1,300.
want to say,
Something
yeah,
like that.
around
Wow.
there.
But it's okay because it's like, I feel like sometimes like I like sharing those things because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes for people who are getting started and stuff like that, they might be confused like, oh, do I need this or do I need? Sometimes you don't, but it's like at the end of the day,
Here's the thing: a lot of times you don't. One thing that I've been noticing, a lot of times you don't need to have the best equipment, the best anything. A lot of times, what can get
Yeah.
you to where you need to be is using what you have and using it the best way that you can. Like,
That's true, yeah.
Because for example, this is what I noticed from watching these old music videos. Like at the time, they might have looked crispy and all that, but like now watching them now, they're like, the quality of the video is not good. It kind of sucks because of over time things
Yeah.
the shit degrades.
Mhm.
But it doesn't matter how bad the quality is at all. You forget about the quality if the work brings you in and if it's good work.
True.
You get what I'm saying? No,
True.
but hold on. Let me finish
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point. So a lot of times they use what they had. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
They used what they had and they did what they could and they did it to the best of their ability. So for me, a lot of times the quality don't work. But once you get to a point where like you feel like you need it and it's gonna up the quality and that's gonna even like boost it even further,
Yeah.
that's when you really take into consideration, think like, yo, maybe this will be the best thing I can do now because it'll just elevate everything I already have. Like basically when your skill passes what you have, that's when you think about investing. You know what I'm saying?
I think so, but I feel like you also got to see it from a perspective of like it's something new and interesting for you. Like like it's something that
sparks an
sparked.
interest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
So I feel like you can't just see it for that because
No, but here's the thing: it's all intertwined too.
yeah,
if you
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it, yeah.
Because I definitely know what you're saying. Because like I know what it's like with recording stuff and like producing stuff. It's like you could spend that money and still not
Yeah,
get
exactly.
good quality and stuff. But at the end of the day, when you do buy something new for yourself that you've been saving for or whatever you've been looking forward to, like that does spark like a new kind of like new interest and like just new stuff for you to like
That's a fact. But you know what actually like kind of inspired me to get the lens? It was more just to like make things easier. Like before I would have got it so I could shoot the craziest music videos for myself
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Now it's like, oh no, this is gonna bring quality to everything. This is gonna bring
Yeah,
quality
yeah.
to the podcast. This is gonna
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's gonna make me. I know that it's gonna push me to want to shoot my own videos too.
Yeah, yeah.
So it got to the point where it wasn't necessarily a want. It was more like a need. It was like a hunger for it. You get what I'm saying?
That's the next thing you were
Yeah,
feel like
and it came from just getting a tripod. We had to get a tripod. I was slacking on it because I knew it would have took research. It would have took research to do that. And sometimes me, when I do research, I could go down a rabbit hole. I could go the whole day and still not know what
Not
I'm
get
gonna get.
anything, yeah.
Exactly. And then the next day I wake up, I'm like, nah, I gotta do something. I gotta work on something else. And then you forget about what you were
Yeah.
doing because you feel like, nah, I gotta catch up on
then you got to
making
start back
music.
again
I want to
with
catch up.
with the research and shit.
Exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
So like this was something that like once I started, I knocked it out. And then that getting that was like, yo, I got that now. Okay. What else do I need? I started thinking of what I need. I started thinking of what I have that I could like, spend on it and stuff like that, budgeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It all worked out. I found a way to get the lens. I didn't pay the $1,300 all up front. I found a way to get the lens in payments.
yeah.
that worked for me. So I'm like, okay, instead of saying like, nah, it's too much, I can't do it right now because I don't got that in my bank right now or something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? There's a way that I can get it. And instead of looking at anything else, I'm like, oh nah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking like, oh nah, maybe but it's a lie, and then that's a compromise.
Yeah, exactly. And
Nah,
then sometimes
I went for it.
Exactly. Sometimes you just stay there, you stay stuck on that mentality, and then that
So
could be doubt and
the
fears
fact that I
and
finally
stuff.
made that decision to purchase that, it just
Yeah,
led to multiple other
exactly.
decisions
Little
because
cascading effect type shit.
which is fire. And he was one of the people that pushed me to get it, tripod, and even get it before the last big talks that we had.
Yeah. We
He-
needed that. You see
Exactly.
how
we
how much
needed it,
came
and
in.
he was helping me. He was inspiring me to like, yo, like don't wait till tomorrow type shit. He was inspiring me with that because he was telling me about his experiences, and I'm very open. Like I'm very very open when it comes to speaking to somebody and really taking in their advice. I give value to anybody who tells me something because I know that that person, especially somebody like him, I know that he's not meaning it with any other type of intention. The intention is to be the most productive and the most professional and the most like the best possible you. So like I
exactly,
could
man.
feel that
That shit
anytime, you know?
goes with anything, man. And it's like, it's just like us. Like, we started the podcast out of nowhere. And it's like we learning new things, learning how to, we learn how to upload them to the streaming sites and stuff like that. We learn, you getting quicker with the editing, just all those things. But it's like just all little tools that who knows when we need them again. How far this might go, and like just never know, man. It's just a new set of tools that we got in our basket of tools now.
Yeah, man. And just shout out. I want to say this. Somebody in the last episode was like, "Oh, yo, y'all chemistry is crazy." I just want you to know, man. This is something that we spoke about in the last podcast too with Noel and Jason. Fuck, I kind of lost my train of thought. But it's kind of like every relationship, whether it be whoever, whether it's your girlfriend, a friend, a very good friend, whatever it may be, somebody you don't know that well. It takes work. It takes work. The reason why we have the relationship that we have is because we've known each other for so long, and we've worked on, I guess, how we interpret each other and how we communicate with each other. We worked on all that, and it's to the point where, like, now I feel like our friendship is to the point where it like they said, it's like a brother. It passed anything where it's like we're trying to figure each other out. Me and you are not trying to figure each other out. That's something that is already on the side of our mind. Now it's like, okay, we kind of became it's crazy to say, but it's kind of like we became a mastermind, and now it's just like communicating with each other fluidly.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
way that way we can both, when we work together, function at the highest possible caliber.
Yeah, hell yeah,
quality.
that's so true, man.
So we if he says something, I don't take it a type of way. If I say something to him, it don't take it a type of way. And if it ever were to, we could have that communication. Because we can do that. So again, like that all takes work. And I don't know why the fuck I brought that up.
But it's so worth it. Like, goes back to the relationships and stuff with people. But that's so worth it, because it's like there's so many things that we don't got to deal with on some some level that is like that shit could stop us from getting work done, or from you getting something, getting a song released on time. Type shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's so important. But like it's right, like you're right. Like sometimes that starts with communication. I want to give a shout out to excuse me. I want to give a shout out to Juan.
Yeah.
Juan German, he's been watching all of the podcasts. Yeah, he's been listening to all of it. He fucks with MLB.
Yo, shout out to you, Juan.
Today he told me, he's like, it feels like I'm there with you guys. It feels like I want to chill with you guys over there.
Fire.
It's like, damn, that's dope that you feel like that.
That's super dope.
But he also mentioned, like, he's like, yo, it's true what you were saying. He's like, sometimes like things happen to us and we don't know until like we look back and we put the pieces together. I just want to bring it up because he told me, he's like, yo, like, he's like, an example that happened, in his life is like, remember his wife got sick. He's basically saying like, we don't know how to connect the dots until we look back. So like he was saying like, at that time when his wife got sick and he had to actually leave his job to take care of her. But besides that, he went on a whole journey where it took him to like learn about natural healing and natural herbs and stuff like that. Natural remedies. And right now he's like at a point where he launched his own company. He's still working the job that he's doing. He got his own company on the side, and it all happened from him just getting sick, from her getting sick, and then he had to take some time off of work. He got into like, new sets of tools and stuff that he had to develop, and look where he's at now awesome. And stuff. So it's
I seen I've seen it. He followed me. It made an oasis, right?
Yeah.
It's like, like the design of the logo and all that, and the bottle itself,
It's fire.
it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like it looks crazy. Like the
Yeah.
design is crazy. So that's dope that he took the time to like find that. And damn, that's
It's
super
a
dope
lot,
to
right? Like if
find
you
that
think
passion.
that, and it's like, damn, like he really like, because you got to, he does the products and stuff like that. He handles distribution, all of that stuff. So it's a lot of stuff to do while still having like your
That's
9 to 5 and
crazy.
stuff. But it's like it goes back to like getting those sets of tools and stuff that you never know. You like, just bring them along and stuff.
Damn, that's fire, yo. That's super dope. I would like to find a way for us to like get in on what he's doing, like to help him if we can in any way.
Yeah,
I would
I'm pretty
definitely,
sure
I would
we'll
definitely
figure
like
something
we could
out.
we could have him here one day.
Yeah, for
Big
real.
talk. Juan coming up. I was thinking like, nah, we have to connect somehow, no matter what it
Yeah.
is. He has to be on here because that's a very like just if we were to talk about life, that could be a very very valuable conversation for a lot of people
Yeah.
in so many different ways.
Exactly.
But also like that's such a it's an interesting he has an interesting story, and we all have a certain
Yeah,
connection
yeah.
too. Like cause me and him, we were mad cool for like a certain amount of time.
You guys used to
too.
play baseball.
Yeah,
and
we used to play online together all the time. So we have that like just us kids. Like I met him through you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like like somehow through online we just like connected in our own way and shit like that. So it'd be dope to like revisit that. And
Yeah, hell
somebody
yeah.
like you said, he's somebody that's doing something that's aside from his main hustle. He's doing
Yeah,
something that you see. I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
me. I don't care how far along in what you're doing you are. As long as you're doing it, I have so much respect for that.
Yeah.
And because if you, as long as you continue, you're gonna get to exactly where you need to be with that. But you have to have the confidence and everything to be able to do that. Yeah, shout out to Juan, man. Thank you for fucking with us, man. Thank you for being somebody that we've been connected with for so long. Thank you for being a good person. Thank you for being yourself. We appreciate you watching. Straight up, like it's my dog. Love you, bro.
You know what's crazy? He'll
What's
get
that?
tight if I don't mention this, but
Uh-oh.
you know my name Achilles Music. It was because of him that I got it.
Yeah.
Because him and I think it was him and Gachis. My one of our boys, he was an artist too, so artist and songwriter. We were doing music. I started doing music with them, like just messing around. Because Juan used to do music. He started producing before me. Like a lot of stuff I learned was because of him actually. But they're like, "Yo, we need a name for you," and I'm like, I don't care, bro. Like I wanted the music. I don't care what it is. And then he's like, yo, I'm putting Achilles or some shit like that. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll fuck with it. And then after that, I just stayed stuck with that shit. So
he was like, all right, that's my name.
yeah, it's funny, but it was actually him that got that name.
And
I
that's
don't know
dope.
how he got it from.
I would like to have him on also just to ask him like why he was inspired to name you that, because that should be
For
interesting
real.
in itself.
You know him. He be having stories and shit.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, there was this one time in DR, and then this. Nah, shout out Juan. But But what we were saying, when we had to when you stood up to change the thing, just how, like the thing with like these conversations, sometimes they kind of like pop up, and it's good that you kind of like go with the conversation. You know, when we were talking about with the conversations, but not only conversations, but sometimes like thoughts pop up, and that's just something that I was learning over the weekend actually. Like, when you get that initial thought, like if you look at yourself like from the highest, like let's say like the best version of myself, which let's say wants to be like really fit or whatever, that version of yourself is always going to tell you to do the right choice, and you always know what that is, because when you're confronted with like either do I work out or I eat something unhealthy or do I just slack off today, that version of yourself is going to tell you what you should do. And it's like that goes back to like, when those conversations and those things pop up, you got to listen to them. And that was just something I was learning from like some of the stuff that I was going over this weekend. But it's pretty important. I feel like you mentioned that several times already. Like even outside before we started the podcast, you mentioned that before.
The what?
That you were kind of like, like you dancing and chilling with like baby girl and stuff over the weekend, like watching videos. I feel like those are things that just like impulses that you just got and like
And
you went with it.
they end up being so fun. They end up
Exactly,
being
because you went with it.
and
It's
you know
shit.
it was spontaneous. It was what you were
Yeah.
supposed to do, but also like you could have easily made the choice that was through routine, and routine is so dangerous.
Yeah,
because
wow.
routine could be your best friend, because like this is how I get myself rolling. But routine, if it gets to a certain point where you're not being fluid with it, routine could be like, yo, like you're doing the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again. So you really have to
Need a
like
change.
pay attention to like just your life signs and stuff like that. And you got to have that feeling when you know you're doing something that's right, and something that there may not be that. Because if you go into the life with you feeling right, you feeling like you're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you're being the best version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go into that, that's how you really let it out as well.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of like
very
a
true, man.
random.
That goes back to the kind of like the self, kind of like flowing, autotelic, stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
kind of like flowing with it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Getting the best done, doing the best.
Yo, shout out to Flow, man. Shout out to Flow is such a beautiful thing.
That's
man.
the name of that. No, the name of the movie is Soul. Is it Soul?
So
the name of
that movie's fire.
this-
Yeah,
It's got
he was. That's what he was going through.
Yeah. They discussed that in there. It's a great movie if you guys haven't watched it.
Wow, man.
Probably one of the best
Shout
movies
out to
for-
Life, man. Shout out to Life.
That movie was last year or this year? I think it came out last year already, right? Or early this year.
It came out early this year, or it was like late last. You know what? I don't know because I learned about it late last year. I think.
I think it was
because
late last year.
My sister, I saw the commercial while I was at her house. I'm like, yo, that movie looks like it's amazing. There's something about that movie. I know what it is, but it looks cool too. So I feel like they might have made something amazing here. That was like my first thoughts on it. And then I'm like, I bet. I asked my sister, like, yo, you seen that movie? She's like, yeah. I seen it. I'm like, it's good. You like it? She's like, yeah. George cried. I'm like, wait, what? George is her husband.
Yeah.
I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that was the experience. You guys correct me if I'm wrong if you guys watch this. But then I'm like, oh, he cried? Oh no. She's making it seem like it's like whatever. But for me, it's like, nah, that's an amazing movie. That movie made you have that experience to it. It made you really dig deep in yourself and it drew you in. You know what I mean? If that happened, then I want to watch this movie. So me and my girl was like, yo, we're gonna watch that. We watched it like the day after we got back home from Jersey. And I cried.
Yeah.
I cried and I was like, I knew from the signs of this movie, I knew it was gonna be a good movie. And then I started sharing it everywhere. I think I shared it with you. I shared it with you. I shared it with a bunch of my friends, and everybody had a great experience with it. As far as I know, from what I could tell, everybody loved it. If you haven't watched Soul, watch Soul. Soul is an awesome movie. Don't be a little bitch. Watch the cartoon.
Big talk.
You may think because it's a cartoon, like, nah, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
But trust me, yo.
Nah, it's really good, man. That movie is crazy. That movie got me thinking for like the next 2 days. I was like, damn, yo, this movie. They pretty much nailed it on the head type shit, especially with the flow stuff. And like at the time that it came out, I feel like everybody needed that type of movie. We just needed like something new, some refresh.
Definitely, I feel like that was at that time that I watched it was my favorite movie of the year. And now looking back, it's probably still the favorite movie that I've seen this year.
Yeah.
But like it feels like more like these days I'm starting to like really every movie is kind of turning into my favorite movie because I'm getting what I need from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what I need from it. For example, was me and my girl watching Toy Story this past weekend. Toy Story, like I told
the
you,
whole series?
Like I told you, we saw the first one. We're probably gonna keep watching the whole series. But like I told you, I'm like, yo, I want like things. It's just been popping up in my heart. Like, yo, I wanna like whatever thought I get, I'll follow through with it. So one of the thoughts that I had one night was like, yo, Toy Story, watch Toy Story, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch Toy Story. I ended up watching Toy Story, and it took us 2 nights to finish it because we knocked out one of the nights. It was like mad late.
Yeah.
So we ended up watching Toy Story in two views, but I loved it, yo. And I was like, wow, like I feel like yes, I took it a different way because when that shit came out, I was a little ass kid, but I remember certain parts of it because it was so iconic for me to remember at that age. You know what I mean? So, but then when I was watching it was nostalgic in a way, but it was also brand new for me. So it was like an awesome experience to like be able to go back to an experience that I had before. But it's like, again, going over it. I'm kind of like reviewing my life in a way. You get what I'm saying? Because these are things that were part of my life. And you kind of get feelings like, oh, this is how I felt at that time. Or whatever you need to get from it, you get from it. But I've been feeling like, yo, like going back to things right now is and just reviewing, going over yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you get that same kind of feeling when you talk to people that you were friends with like 5 years ago type shit?
Possibly for
I feel like
what do you mean?
It depends. Like, do you get that nostalgic kind of like vibe? For example, like when I see my old coworkers, when I chill with my old coworkers, like those are the last kind of like people that I actually worked with. So like it feels dope, and like I'm always bringing up memories of like stuff that we did or like when we went out and stuff like after work or the stuff that we had to deal with. So I feel like that's kind of like nostalgic, even though like some of those things at the moment they were like, we were stressed and like we were having difficult times, but like eventually it like you bond off of those memories and stuff. So it's like I was just wondering, like, is it similar like when you watch a movie, kind of like that nostalgic feeling compared to like when you speak with people? Is it almost the same?
It's
But
hard for me to kind of like correlate them. Will be hard because I
yeah,
feel like it's also two different mediums. You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
but
like the
but
conversations could go different ways and all that too.
yeah, but also like nostalgia. The nostalgia also kicks in. I feel like if everybody's still kind of like on the same page.
Yeah,
If you know what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like it'll be so different because like everybody's like on different pages and shit like that.
Yeah.
To get back to like you get what I'm saying. But that's why like when I go out and I see them, it's usually when we go out for drinks. So we own that setting already.
Yeah.
And we talk about things that we.
So it's
you know
much
what I'm
easier.
saying?
It's much easier for it to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But nah, I see what you're saying.
That I think we just having that conversation. We kind of got down to like why.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
That makes any sense. I don't know.
But I feel like they each different and good in their own ways, though. Like it's great. Like you were saying to watch a movie, like you talking about like going back and watching like old music videos. First of all, like around what time?
Man,
what
I
time
gotta
frame
show
were
you.
you watching like those videos? Were you like in the 80s, 90s?
So for example,
2000s?
one of them I never seen before. It was like a early 2000 song. Another one was a Jay-Z song that I've seen that video mad times before. And Jay-Z and Pharrell from that time
Big
period.
Pimpin'?
Nah, Jay-Z and Pharrell. So it was Excuse Me Miss.
Oh, yeah.
Part 2. And so like I was listening to that and I was just listening to the song and I'm like, oh man, this song is crazy. And I'm like, yo, hold on. There was a video to this song. I'm like,
Damn.
oh shit, let me watch that right now. So I watched it and I watched it it was just a whole different experience. It was a great video. And I'm just like, oh man, like it was just inspiring in general for somebody. Like I was appreciating their skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, what he was able to do in that song in so many levels. Like that song had so many layers to it when it came to everything, if that makes any sense. Like he put life into he breathed life into that record with his lyrics and stuff. But then there's the whole other side. There's so much more to it than just that.
Shit.
But yeah, I was just watching. I'm like, damn, like yo, this is crazy.
See, this goes back to like what we were talking about earlier with quality, with the lens and stuff like that. You said that like you like sometimes like you could tell that like the videos they were done differently now. Like you could tell like damn the quality wasn't as good back then. But I feel like that also goes both ways because it's like you did back then have a group of professionals that got together. They deliver the best quality that they could deliver, whether it came from the videographer's side, from the makeup artist, whatever. Because back then it took like a whole ass team to like do a music video or whatever. So like all those people that work together, including JC,
Brings a
Pharrell,
different quality.
yeah, it brings the quality so it transcends the time.
Yeah.
Like it has no time limit, no expiration.
And
because the
they're
quality's so good.
And they're also using the best technology in their time.
Exactly,
anyway.
that's what I'm saying to them.
Imagine how much crazier things are gonna get.
Shit, man, it's crazy.
Damn.
But it's so interesting.
But it is different, like what quality was then and what quality is now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But it's also it's not even now. It's more just like what do you choose to focus on. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. Like I love like old '90s. Yo, this is a thing. Like talking about nostalgia. There's a few YouTube videos that like just have like sometimes it'll be beats like playing, but it'll be videos of like old '90s Japanese car commercials. And it'll be like just Nissan cars, like Mazda cars, like a whole bunch of different cars. Some of them are like from other countries too. But it's just like old commercials of cars from the 90s. Like some of them are sports cars. And then you just like watch the commercial and like music will play in the background. Like watching that, I don't know, but it's like a certain like
that brings you back.
Yeah, it does.
You remember exactly how things were at that time. How you even felt
right? Like
and everything. So I feel you 100% on that.
To a certain degree, you're like, damn, I remember what I was doing when this commercial came out.
And you know what's crazy?
That car was
Because that has
around.
multiple mediums in it. That itself, because it has music, because it has video, it has probably pop culture references from that time and stuff. It becomes like multi-dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
That's why you're able to remember it. That's just what I think. Like maybe that's why you're able to remember it in such great detail and what you felt like is very dynamic. Your memory of it. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's true. Wow, that's crazy, man. It's interesting how shit works.
That's awesome. Man. I mean, me and my girl were actually talking about some nostalgic shit today.
What was that?
We're thinking about going to the movies one of these days. Just to have the experience, you know what I mean? Of going to the movies again, because like But past year we haven't been able to do that.
Yeah,
And
that's so true.
for mad people, y'all could be like, "Oh, movie's boring. Y'all can just watch it at home." Like,
Yeah,
without-
yeah.
It's not that. It's just the whole different experience.
No, I
so
feel like-
you're paying
yeah.
for the experience of that day. You know what I mean?
But I
Yeah.
felt like because of COVID and everything that happened last year, like that kind of got like it gave movie theaters like a revamp of like, yo, like it's a
AMC,
thing.
baby.
Yeah.
AMC, yo, y'all go watch movies at AMC ASAP, man. Get back
You
to
heard it,
life.
man.
Get back to life. AMC, shout
I
out
don't
to
think
AMC.
they opened though.
Are
they open in New York City?
Open? Yeah, I think
I walked by and
they
I
have a
didn't
plan
see
for like
anybody.
98% of their theaters to be open by like a certain time. But I think
yeah?
right now a bunch of them are open. Like man, I know Jersey opened their movie theaters mad long ago. Like places with more space, I'm sure they opened their shit way long ago. But like New York is different. Like everybody's on top of everybody. But
Shit.
yo, AMC, go watch some movies, go get together, go be together and have experience. So yeah, me and my girl were thinking of going to see a movie, right? And we're trying to figure out, oh, what would be the best one to go, and I want to go to AMC, and she,
Yeah.
but then she found there's a different type of theater now. It's like a 4D theater, right? And she was
word.
telling me about it, and it's a 4D theater is like you smell what's going on in the movie, and you feel also. I think that the maybe the chair moves or something like that.
Oh, really?
I don't know. So I'm like, yo, I
That's
I
crazy.
never did anything like that. Maybe that would be cool. You know what I'm saying?
They have those, Ryan?
right there.
AMC?
Not too far from here. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Not too far. I don't think it's AMC, but not too far from here. But yeah, like I'm like, yo, that's a whole new experience. That could be an amazing memory. And me knowing how valuable a memory is
Yeah.
like
I've done the ones that you could dine in. You could have food delivered to you and like drinks and stuff like that. Those are dope.
have you been to the one in Brooklyn?
Nah, the ones I've been to was in Jersey and one like further like
that must
up
be
in
dope.
New York.
One of me and my girl's first dates was to this movie theater that had a dine-in experience in it too. It was
Brooklyn?
in Brooklyn, and it was awesome, man. It was a great experience. Again, it's something different. Just switch it up a bit, man. That goes back to routine. It cuts that routine and things live. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like instead of things just being there because they're there or whatever. At the end of the day, it's all how you perceive it. So perceive that shit the best way, man. Like, I love it, man. Like I love life. Let's fucking go, baby.
This guy's high on life, guys.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You look like a groovy dude.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I like the shirt, man.
You fuck with it? Y'all like the shirt? Yo, down in the comments if you like the shirt, man. Let me know. Cause if not, I'll wear something different next time.
Looks good with the background.
Yeah.
Like
Yo.
the ambient lighting.
Yo, how about this? Let's do this. Let's make this a way for you guys to interact with us deeper than just comments or anything like that. Let's do this. I want you guys maybe for the next episode, leave on this comment. If you're watching this, leave in the comment. Yo, wear this color shirt or wear fucking or send me a shirt that you want me to wear that you think would be hilarious on the podcast or something like that. Whatever it may be. Like if you have an idea, just throw it at us and we'll see what we do. I feel like that'll be a cool way for you guys to like interact with us and for us to like
Also,
experience.
if they have questions or anything you guys want to like share with us, or if you guys got any topics,
you want to know
us
anything
like,
about
discuss and
us.
stuff.
Also, like, cause I know me and him known each other for so long that it could feel like you guys known us for so long or whatever it may be. But like, if you actually want to get to like know maybe like something that you might be interested, like, yo, I wonder if he is interested in this too or whatever it may be. If you have any questions, like, leave them down in the comments and we'll let you know more deeper things about us, or what, even not deeper. Y'all want to ask us like, yo, what fucking like, what's your favorite juice? You know what I mean?
My man about to start an OnlyFans account for that.
Chill.
Yeah, you want to learn deeper about myself. Get to know me deeper.
That'd be weird, yo. Imagine that. Nah, but that'd be kind of cool. Like that'll be switching up. That'll be switching up OnlyFans.
I think that's what OnlyFans was supposed to be about. Like you get to like just see like exclusive content of people. I don't know if it was like creative stuff. I know it was supposed to be something else, and then people just started using it for
what I heard for like sexual shit. Like, you know, that's what kind of like everybody knows OnlyFans for.
Yeah.
But like they said that they don't promote any of the stuff. Like OnlyFans doesn't promote, and at least at that time. I don't know about now. I have no idea because their logo is just anybody sees that logo, they think one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back to what I was saying. OnlyFans doesn't promote the sexual content, but apparently like they really do promote, people who are just
like
doing regular
yeah,
things,
exactly.
whether it be art or whatever. Apparently like they push them more or something like that. So I would actually be interested in doing the OnlyFans if it was something that like I knew before getting into it exactly what I'll be doing and what the purpose was. So like it'll be something that I have to give some thought about like what it was. 'Cause I want to make it just like I want Big Talk to be valuable. I want if somebody's paying money to be a little closer in my life to like what I'm doing that I'm not posting up. You know what I'm saying? Then I would want it to be valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
similar to the Patreon thing that people were doing, like Patreon for the exclusive page for like the Patreon people that were like helping with the Patreon, whatever they signed up for.
I'm subscribed to a Patreon. You have any Patreons that you subscribe to?
I don't.
Yo, like I one day I'm just like, yo, like I watch this dude's videos every day, like about stocks and shit. I watch his videos every day. Let me see. Like he has a Discord channel. You have to pay $5 on his Patreon to like to just to be on it for him to tell you first what he's about to invest in or like what he's about to make a video about to get that before, so that like when the video comes out, if it already ran up and shit, then I didn't miss it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me subscribe to him, because if anything, this could be help, and I'm supporting something that he's doing that'll be helping me. So like this is the perfect equal exchange. So I feel like Patreon and OnlyFans when you're doing something valuable, they could be so valuable.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm definitely if y'all have any thoughts of like what I can do for OnlyFans, put that in there. Like what you guys would want to see,
or something for like. Do they have a platform like that for artists? I mean, DistroKid is doing that now, where like you could donate to artists. I think, right? But it's still not something that like. But that would be cool though. Like,
I think Spotify for sure.
I think Spotify.
My bad.
One of them is doing that.
Spotify did that like during the pandemic. They were like, like contribute to your favorite artist,
the artist
or whatever.
fund or something like that.
And I think there might be another one or two DSPs that do that.
The internet has changed ways in ways that like anybody could just
man. It's
it's
added another dimension to life.
Yeah,
sure.
Guys, don't slack. Like if you guys got anything, if you're creative, you know how to cook or whatever, man. I always tell my friends like, yo, like this. The reason why it's difficult to get a business started is because it's supposed to be a little bit more tricky because not everybody does it. But once you get it started and like if you just basically focus on something that you do, bro, like you could take it so far. It's all up to you how far you want to take it. You don't gotta depend on no one else to like get a check or some shit or ask for a day off or anything like that. Like
that's a fact. Have the confidence to do it, because if you have the confidence to do anything else, why not have the confidence to do it in what you want to do? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look at us doing a podcast. Like who would have thought we?
And honestly, I get the feeling that me and you like. We're not even looking at this as like such a big deal as like somebody else who may be starting a podcast. They're like probably like really like,
yo, I gotta do this. I gotta know, but this gotta be perfect. Nothing gotta be perfect,
and him,
bro.
Yo, I feel like we're just like, all right, this is just another part of us living out our truth and our life. You know what I mean? And wanting to give back in our really give back in our own way that we can now, that makes sense for us now. In the future, man, as more resources come in, as more people start understanding what we're doing and stuff like that, then we'll find more ways. There's other ways. I already have ideas for then, and right now I'm just continuing to take the steps that need to be taken now, to set myself up for the best future. You get what I'm saying?
I was just daydreaming as he was saying that, because I remember,
and everybody else.
I remember, my bad. I remember what happened when we were trying to shoot your last music video. We went to the place and like nobody freaking got the door. But we just like we so you like going back to what you were saying, like the chemistry is there. Like we so used to this shit. Like we like, all right, so it's like
I respect this man. You have no clue how much I like I respect everybody, but I respect this man so much that I will sometimes I'll just give him the key to my fucking body, and I'll be like, yo, here, like just tell me what to do type shit, and I'm listening. You get what I'm saying? But
No, but that also like it goes back to the last conversation that we had with Jason and stuff, which is gonna be on the previous episode. But it's true, man. Like I feel like people that just listening to their story and like what they had to go through, and like just people like us, bro. Like if it's one thing that you gotta learn, like, and it goes back to like having that that relationship with that person, but it's just learning how to get over like those things, or like it goes back to working in the relationship, just putting in that work and shit, because it's like that makes things so easy. Because it's like, yeah, like looking back at it, like that could have been that could have messed up.
It could have been
whole day
disastrous
like,
for some people. It could have been disastrous for some people. It could have been worse for some people. It could have been better. But like we did exactly what we had to do in those moments, and in those moments we were so in tune that we knew that okay, let's not like you helped me so much and not being salty about some shit that happened. You know what I mean? They wasn't answering the door, and then we had to go do something else. I could have been like, fuck those people. I ain't going back or whatever. Like I could have threw my own negativity into the mix, and that would have, stirred the pot and sent it somewhere else. But like, felt like we were able to feed off each other, where it was like, yo, like nah, like we're gonna get this done no matter what. And you were a voice in that time that was like, yo, like honestly, yo, I if I was you, I'll be tight. Also, but like he's like, but I'm me right now, and it's like how you word it. He's like, but I'm me right now, and I see that like as long as we keep it chill and we're able to do everything we got, we go back and it's gonna work out, and boom, and we don't have to throw no negativity there. We don't have to throw the wrench in the fucking machine or anything like that. You told me that, and I'm like, you right.
That's a good way to put it. The wrench in the machine. Damn, where you got that from? That's a good one. That shit look like it's about to be bad if you do that shit. So yeah, it's a good way to put it.
We was vibing, man.
Nah, but I don't know if they know the backstory behind that. But it was just like,
should we tell them or what do you think?
Nah, I mean just the gist of it. Like we booked the time for something to use a studio, like a photo studio, and
everything. The day is going on fine. Everything's going well. We get to the photo studio that we're supposed to shoot. Something at the fly video, right? So we ended up going there. We couldn't really find it at first, and there was already the time, but we've been there for 2 hours waiting for the time to go up. So it was like we were in the area the whole time. Turns out when we finally found the real spot, it was literally 10 feet away. So we were there the whole time, and then we go knock. There's nobody there. I'm calling them. They're not picking up. And then we're finally gonna be out because like nobody's picking up. Somebody calls me back like, oh, they left because they went outside and nobody was there.
At 2:45.
Yeah, it wasn't there at 2:45. Our shit was at 3. So somebody had to be there until 3. But somebody dropped the ball, and it got us tight because we're professionals with what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like we the only way for us to continue functioning optimally is if we're professional with everything. So we expect that with other people. So for us, it was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, so we kept on with the day. They kept in contact. We kept in contact, but I wasn't banking on it. Turns out we shot everything that we needed to shoot, and then we're like, fuck it, let's go back. If they're there, like they say they're there right now, then are they gonna try to fuck up twice? Let's see. We go back, smooth
as hell.
The guy's helpful. He's a nice guy. Whatever happened in his life that he wasn't there earlier, whatever it may be.
It could have been someone else too.
But we didn't hold it over anybody. Like at first, I was giving a little bit like, all right, whatever energy. You peeped it, and then later on, I'm just like, I just open up. I'm like, all right, that was me gauging the situation. I'm from New York. That's me gauging the situation. After that, I was like, you know what? Let's go.
Yeah, the guy was a cool guy. Awesome. And shit. We got all the work done, and after that, we went and we had a fucking crazy ass drink. Yeah, that was mad strong. An
awesome night, a fun night.
Yeah.
That. I told you that night, like, yo, it felt like we was in LA. Like it felt like we was on a little mini vacay, and we're like in Jersey. We always like Jersey's like, you know what I mean? Like Jersey's like whatever, but like we were enjoying it the whole time. Like if it was like we were in a different planet. We just enjoying ourselves.
I forgot the name of the neighborhood that we were in Jersey. It's It's
don't even say it because we might be moving there soon.
Bro,
these amazing houses, yo. These huge houses. It was beautiful. It was inspiring. So like us going through what we had to go through, staying positive and everything, it just led to the most beautiful, positive day. Some other things happened during that day that were amazing. I don't want to tell this story, but the craziest craziest things were happening, but in great ways. And
everything was meant to happen the way that it did that day.
That day was such an amazing day, and sometimes days gives you that moment where it's like, what are you gonna decide? Are you gonna decide to have a good day? Are you gonna decide to have a not so good day?
Are you gonna be salty about it or what?
You make the right choice, and guess what's gonna happen? Your day is gonna be the best fucking day ever. And tomorrow, what's it gonna be? The best fucking day ever, because you're gonna continue to make that right choice. You know, you get that ball rolling. You know what I mean? That was one of those days. That was definitely one of those days that gave you fuel. That gave you that gave us, that energy to keep doing what we're doing. You feel me?
Man, driving by those houses. Damn, I really forgot the name of that freaking neighborhood though.
I'll tell you.
I got
off
a
air.
screenshot it.
I'll tell you off air. I know.
I got a screenshot it.
Me
So
too.
I screenshot
But
it on my phone.
after that, like I was like home, and I told my girl about the damn like. Yo,
Oh, me too. I went on Google and
I found it.
I was checking
Oh,
out
yeah?
the houses over there.
I
Yeah.
remember it. So I actually showed her. I'm showing. I'm like, yo, look, and I'm just like, yo, wow. Like
Bro, that
I
shit's
thinking
beautiful.
thinking back. So I'm like, yo, I'm so glad I was able to have that experience.
But it's not the same as you driving down that street.
Not
Because
at
when you
all.
drove down that street, bro, them houses
You
were
got
like, these are houses that are
everything.
like $3 million, $4 million, like
I
huge.
don't know,
bro.
but like you got like just driving by it, you got the feel. Like we really got the feel of the place. We really got to like. I took pictures on my mind. I'm sure you did. I'm just like,
yeah.
wow. Like it was so nice to see something that's
And
very
it's-
different from where we come from.
It was
you
only
know?
like 35 minutes away from the city, from New York
Yeah.
City. That's the crazy part. And it's like for us to like, city kids and shit, like we
Yeah.
don't see them type of houses over here.
that, but also like it's inspiring too, because like yo, like I could be here and I could be
Yeah.
and within a couple of steps from the city where like I come from.
Yeah, exactly,
Everything
yeah.
like that's home base and shit like that. Oh man, life could be. I'm not even looking at it like the style of the house or anything. I'm talking about just like being somewhere that you feel like is beautiful and it's comfortable and it's so close, or some places completely different but you feel the same about. So if I could have those things, like it doesn't have to be a $20 million house.
Yeah, of course.
It could
yeah,
be
yeah.
a whatever, like it doesn't matter. But
As long as
to-
you got those things.
as long as you got those real essential things that really matter and that you find really important in your life,
That's true. That's fact.
We're at the tail end of the podcast now after our intermission, and we're at the point right now where we're gonna ask each other, so today, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling right now? Everything like that. What advice would you give somebody to help them out with their day?
Today's Monday. Good strong cup of coffee in the morning. Nah, I'm playing. But I feel like some of the stuff that we discussed in this podcast was like the just like kind of like making just acting on that first thought that you get, and
That's a fact.
and it's like so one of the things that I this weekend, it's funny because like when you be asking me what I did over the weekend, I don't remember shit. But then as we talk and like we just grow the conversations, like everything comes back to me, and I'm like, oh, I did this weekend. I worked on this weekend. But like one of the things is I was just rereading back some of the Napoleon Hill stuff, and from what I was watching some of the videos, just how important it is to have a definite chief aim. That's what you say, a definite chief aim, a
Yeah.
purpose, which is like a higher goal type shit. And it's so important to have that because it goes back to what I was telling you. Like if you don't have that goal of trying to be the best version of yourself, yeah,
I have a question. Do you have you written down one for yourself?
that's the thing. Like I started writing it because
It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. So I feel like sometimes.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it is. It definitely is. But like, I feel like, and because I was overwhelmed myself too, and that's why like I hadn't sit down to get serious with one again.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing the
It's like almost like you want to be at the best state while you write it, right? And then
Yeah.
you're kind of waiting for that moment, right?
yeah. But you
can't.
can't, and you know what's the thing? I noticed that like, and that's okay. It's okay because it's like,
Did you peep that though? We
What?
said you can't at the same time.
Oh, you can't? Oh,
we both said that at the same
oh, we
time.
did. I didn't even notice. I was too into I was autotelic there. I was feeling.
But yeah, go ahead.
But I was saying like, point is, I'm understanding that it's okay. You don't have to have it perfectly.
You keep building on it.
Yeah, exactly. You keep building, and they keep switching. Because
Yeah.
as you like, 3 years ago, I don't have the same goals that I had 3 years. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I already did a lot of those goals, and that's okay.
It's almost like your goals have to be updated.
They have to be updated.
So like it's better if you just do it and then just update
Yep.
it as you go. Because if you feel like it's too monstrous of a feat, then it's like you're building your own fucking
Exactly.
demise where you can't really focus on. But yeah, go ahead.
And the reason why it's so important to have that is because going back to what I was saying, like listening to those thoughts, the way that you get those thoughts is you having that aim, that goal, like that end goal in mind, because you already set it in motion that's what you're trying to achieve, that's where you're trying to go. So like once you're there, the other things, they just come on their own, like they're automatic. You'll know when to make the right decision. You'll know whether to slack off today or actually put in work. Because guess what? You just told yourself that you're trying to be the best version of this. So what are you doing, like slacking off instead of like putting in the work type shit? Goes back to like just listening to your thoughts and all that. But yeah, that's my advice, I feel like, for this episode.
So what was that advice again?
Just like listening to the thoughts, like like acting on those thoughts. like you were saying, like the thought of you, like whatever, looking at music videos or dancing.
Act on your thoughts. Damn, that's a great one. Yeah.
But then for that, I went to like, why is it important to have that chief aim, like that purpose? Because it's like from the purpose, that's where you build the ideal self, and then from there, everything else
keeps flowing.
It keeps flowing. That's why you get those ideas and stuff. Because once you got the ideal
that's a
self,
really good one. I hope that didn't go over your head. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's
That's some of the stuff that I've been learning this weekend. So,
That's
what about
awesome.
you? What advice you got?
I love how before you gave that piece of advice, she was like, "Damn, hold on, though. I want to think about what my advice is gonna be." And I'm like, "Bro, just let it go. Just let it flow."
Yeah, for real.
And that goes back to what we've been pushing each other with this whole podcast
That's
and
so
everything
true.
like that. But yeah, that was awesome. That was
Yeah.
amazing piece of advice. I feel like one of the best so far.
Thank
That
you,
was
man.
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man. Thank you.
My though, now I
How
gotta
about
think
you?
about
What
it.
you got? I mean, just
Nah.
you know.
I'm fucking around.
Yeah, you better be fucking around. Nah, I'm like,
My piece of advice, man, would just my piece of advice is feel. You know what I'm saying? Just like feel. I feel like that helps. That's one of your senses that's gonna bring you to realize certain things. You know what I mean? And when you feel, you start to feel them out. You start to feel your tools, see your tools, what you got. So if you're able to feel, it's very multidimensional. It gives you everything. You're using your senses. You're using awareness. You know what I'm saying? So definitely feel is not feel is not the biggest thing or anything like that, but feel is like the one of the base things. It's like learning how to play basketball. You gotta know how to dribble. You know what I mean? You can't dribble and then you have to stand there and shoot the ball only. That's a skill you gotta learn as well. As long as you feel, you're able to realize everything around you. So feel. That's I the word feel popped up in me and I just said what I felt about feel.
You felt it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is lit. Big fucking
that in itself.
talk, baby. Big
so
talk.
guys,
Episode 6.
Episode 6. This is gonna be up in the new one, right? So you guys make sure to subscribe. Just so we could grow the channel, keep pushing this content out to like a few people. If
you like the shit that we're talking about, you feel like it may help somebody else, like something that you had a conversation with and it fucking hits it right on the nail. You know what I mean? Like get that timestamp, send it to that person if you really feel like it's gonna help somebody. Don't keep it to yourself because it may really help that person.
That's so true, man. That's a good point.
So
I feel like that's a good note for us to end on.
All right, man. I
episode
love
6.
y'all. All of y'all.
The stuff like
Big dog. Episode
Big
6.
talk.
Here. Shit, Flacco.
They good, man. Kicked ass. Hey, we getting good at that.